And he was saying to me, the Yankees have only won one championship. Because this is how one championship in the 21st century. This is how this came up, right? I say to him, not just to him, I say, when are we finally, I feel like I say this every year, when are we finally going to give Brian Cashman the benefit of the doubt? The guy's incredible. And now it's looking like Mike Tauchman is another one. It's looking like, again, he does this every year.
We have already made 3 significant trades this season that we should be proud of.
In the big inning, there was baseball. How you doing there, Evan?
As good as I can be. Let's get right to it. I'm just going to jump in and start talking. First off, I got a lot of shout outs because a lot of you guys talk to me on Twitter every single day. Oh, no. Hundreds of you talk to me every day. Oh, you know how many hours I spend talking to you on Twitter? A lot of hours. You're very much part of my life, and I like you a lot. So I'm going to give you a bunch of shout outs, but please, can you come off the Twitter and onto the YouTube? It would be awesome. I sound like a jackass. I don't really care. Okay, so my favorite people, not my favorite people, you're all my favorite people. I got 6,000 people following me. But the shout-outs that I'm giving out right now, Tina, your energy is amazing. The Snob, all the Kyles. I got like 7 Kyles. I'm not going to list all of you.
Every single
Kyle is awesome. I have a lot of Mikes too. Every single Mike. Deplorable Sam, you're my nemesis. I hate you, but I like you too. Christopher, and I hope your friend Bobby is still doing well, and Sean Watson, and one of my closest friends, Joey, who spent time with me on my birthday this year. Thank you, Joey, and the Marv Zone and Blockhead. Okay, let's get into the show because we are pissed off.
Yeah. Go. Okay, so I guess we can really enter this whole thing thinking about we always hear it every single offseason, every single free agency, every single trade deadline. Who are the winners and losers? Who are the winners and losers? Well, who do you think one of the losers is according to Twitter, according to the media?
I mean, if you ask the hundreds of people I talked to the last 3 nights, I've been up since 5:30 every single day of this week. I actually went to work pretty late one of the days, but whatever. If you ask them, Yankees are losers because we didn't do anything.
What do you want? Who do you want? What should they have done? Can I get an answer for this? Because all I keep seeing is, I've gotten into it a little bit here and there. Obviously, I don't have as many followers as you do, but if you want to follow me at CJ and Pinstripes, you are more
follow
than
him.
welcome
He's a decent follower.
Yeah, I'm on Twitter once in a while. But, I actually had this one guy, I'm not going to shout him out by name because I don't remember, he's irrelevant. And he was saying to me, the Yankees have only won one championship. Because this is how one championship in the 21st century. This is how this came up, right? I say to him, not just to him, I say, when are we finally, I feel like I say this every year, when are we finally going to give Brian Cashman the benefit of the doubt? The guy's incredible. And now it's looking like Mike Tauchman is another one. It's looking like, again, he does this every year.
We have already made 3 significant trades this season that we should be proud about. Edwin Encarnacion. We got him for a player that we got in the Adam Warren deal last year. We just gave him back to him. Okay, we had your player, and now we know he's really not that great. You want him back? Okay, he's a 19-year-old. Take him back. We got the number 1 home run hitter in the American League at the time. I don't know if he's still there. Is he still there? He's pretty close.
Yeah, he's close. He's hitting them a little slower at the Yankees, but he's still.
I'm pretty sure he's hit 9 for us already, or at least is close to that. He's been productive with what he's supposed to do. That's one of them. Mike Trouchman, again, that was a great trade. And the third one, it's...
I don't know if you're thinking of Cameron Maybin.
Yes, Maybin.
Anyway, this is what I'm getting at, right? The guy's incredible. The guy has made so many trades. But of course, no. We got to make sure to say something negative. Yeah, but we've only won one championship in the 21st century. So he's not that good until we win more. He's not going to be that good.
We're supposed to win every single year, and we're supposed to do so in easy fashion. We're just supposed to dominate. Last year, when the Red Sox dominated, they only lost 3 games the entire playoffs, I'm pretty sure. You know how hard that is to do? It does not happen often, and you guys expect it to happen every single year.
So here's where we're at right now. Okay. The Yankees obtained nobody, right? In terms of this trade deadline, right? So they didn't get any of the pitchers. They didn't get Stroman. They didn't get Robbie Ray. They didn't get Greinke. They didn't get, a bunch of these guys, okay? And this guy now says, man, they should have gotten someone because this could have been a good team. What do you mean this could have been a good team? What does that even mean? They're not a good team?
He's yelling. I think the mic picked that up. I think the neighbors picked that up.
I'm just so sick and tired of it, man. I'm so sick and tired of it. They won 100 games last year. They're probably going to win more this year. But no, until he gets a good pitcher somehow. Are you kidding me? Robbie Ray was the difference. Stroman was the difference. These are nice pitchers, don't get me wrong, but they're like high 3 ERAs. I'd love to have them, but it's one guy.
The 2 pitchers you just named are pretty much the equivalent of getting Paxton again. And we love Paxton. Yeah. Paxton has good games. He has bad games. He has injuries.
They call him Sonny Paxton. I'm getting really tired of that.
I'm getting really BS. It's BS because he's been here for, half a season now?
Yeah.
And Sonny was here for a year and a half. And Sonny did this from the start to the finish and complained the whole time. And he complained that it was the Yankees' fault. Okay. The Yankees are responsible for you to be good, and now you're good on Cincinnati Reds. So the Reds must be the greatest team in the world because they figured all your problems out, Sonny Gray.
Yeah, and it's getting so tiring. Look, I can understand maybe you make the argument if they had gotten both, maybe they'd be sitting a little better. Can I tell you people something? And this is another thing this guy kind of tried to argue with me about. The playoffs, say it with me, the playoffs are a crapshoot, okay? So I mentioned this on our very first episode. Yeah. Why didn't the Yankees go after Harper? Why didn't the Yankees go after Machado? Because they're already good enough to win the division, to make the playoffs. And then from there, the sample sizes are too small for one player to make the difference.
That's correct. And I've said this on Twitter a couple times today, but especially today. In 2016, we were in a rebuild, correct? 2017, we were one game away from making it to the World Series. In 2018, we got embarrassed by the Red Sox because they were the greatest team that we've seen in how many years?
Right.
A long time. 2019, we have no idea, but we are ahead of so much of the competition. To me, right now, there are 3 teams that you should be worried about. The Dodgers, the Yankees, and the Astros. And the Astros would have been scary if they didn't get Greinke.
Yeah. Now,
they're a scary team.
I will say this. And you kind of disagreed with me on this yesterday. I am kind of worried about the Astros, and here's why. One player can't make the difference, but one really, really good player, a Verlander, can make the difference. So
I think that's people's biggest concern is that when you have a team who has basically gotten Verlander for nothing because they had the money to do so, and his career was over. He was terrible in Detroit. They get him, they make him better, and they win a World Series. So everyone thinks that that's the norm. That's the easy thing to do. Greinke can still come and have a bad season. It's probably unlikely. He's probably going to come and be Greinke. He's what?
Yeah, he's got a sub-3 ERA.
Yeah, he's a good pitcher.
He's
got
man.
good
and
stuff.
This is why the Astros worry me when it comes to the Yankees. We're not a Yankee podcast at all, but this just happens to be the day that we got to talk about them. That that's 3 awesome starting pitchers.
I have said that Greinke now becomes the number 3 best number 3 there is in the American League easily, and could probably be so in the National League.
Yeah, all of baseball. So 3 really good starts in a row. could kind of crush the Yankees. They beefed up their bullpen as well. They really went out there. So when they call the Astros a winner, I agree.
Yeah.
They were a winner, and that's a scary deal.
I think Cleveland's a loser because the Yankees were sitting there, and like he just said, we're not a Yankees podcast, but let's talk about the Yankees real quick. They were sitting there needing a player like a Bauer. That would have been awesome for us to have made. Even Bumgarner. And I actually hear that we were closer with the Bumgarner deal than we ever were with Bauer or even Ray for that matter. I don't think they even really wanted to trade Ray, but they were convincing people that they were. The best deal fell in their lap and was why they took Greinke. So anyway, back to the Yankees and Cleveland. The one thing that is positive about this move is that Stroman is no longer in the American League. He's going to suffer on the Mets. We don't have to worry about him. Okay? Cleveland just got rid of Bauer, a player that we never want to face. We don't have to now. Now he gets to go sit and have a nice cocktail with Sonny Gray on a bum team like Cincinnati, who, guess what? He signs one-year deals whenever he feels like it. You think he's going to sign a one-year deal with Cincinnati after all this malarkey goes down? Nope. He's going to be gone, and he's probably going to choose us or Houston or the Dodgers.
Right. And now this brings us to the moment where I have to say, when it comes to the Yankees, look, what do you want to give up? That's another thing. You want to get Robbie Ray. Cool. You want to give up Clint Frazier? I mean, maybe. I mean, no, don't get me wrong. Maybe his draft his prospect ranking has really dropped a lot for several reasons. He's a bit of, as Don LaGreca would call them, a nozzle. He's a little bit of a nozzle. That's not the kind of player the Yankees really want. Other teams know that. What do you want to give up? And then when it's time to give that player up, are you willing to give them up? Now, look, I said this to you in the car. You want to do Stroman for Florial and another solid, maybe close to major league ready guy? Yeah, I would do that. And then
Florial and Garcia, though.
No, that's definitely not a thing. But you see people that will say, no, we can't give him up. He's our top guy. He's gonna be. Hey, Twitter, come here. Let's talk. I hate you. No, I don't actually hate you. I'm sorry. I shouldn't say that. Like, I don't actually hate you.
There's 300 fans anyway.
Have 3, and a lot of them follow you as well. So, like, I don't want them to think that we actually hate you. I don't hate you. I hate this idea, right, that the Yankees, George Steinbrenner, rest his soul, is dead.
I love George so much.
He's gone. This isn't a thing anymore where you just go out there and just give up whatever it takes to get the guy.
Right. And I also think that the one thing we can take from doing nothing that's a positive is that Cashman believes in our internal options.
And I believe in Cashman. That's
I
what
believe
I'm
in
starting
Cashman
with.
too.
In Cashman, we trust.
I only see 2 busts in our organization, and that is Florial. I think he's going to turn into nothing.
I think he's going
to be just like Mateo, who you and I talked about, went to in the Sonny Gray trade to Oakland. And I think Chance Adams is the biggest bust in the world, which you predicted like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So,
and don't even get me started on the predictions that I always make.
You're usually right. I mean, I was right about DJ LeMahieu. He's right about all this negative stuff. When he says it's going to be bad, it's going to be bad.
Yeah,
just
like remember when I was one of the first ones to come out and say, really, this J Happ deal is what the Yankees are doing? The J Happ, really?
The signing, you mean?
The signing, yeah. The trade I was okay with because we didn't give up much.
The trade was fine. Who cares? Brandon Drury's probably going to get traded again.
Yeah. But giving up all those years and all that money for...
It makes no sense. It can possibly turn into a 3-year deal. And I'm glad that he's pitching so poorly that it most likely that incentive-based whatever option
it's not
going to happen for him.
I mean, I'd rather he pitch well and he gets the incentive, but still. Another one that I was right about was Nathan Eovaldi.
Yep.
That there were Yankee fans that were upset that they didn't sign Eovaldi.
Yeah, a lot
of them, and they
were upset that we weren't willing to give the ridiculous deal that you're about to talk about.
Right? Yeah. So it's a 4-year deal. He's getting millions of dollars a year, and I said this from the start. Look, Nathan Eovaldi is the prototypical. He plays an archetype, right? He fits into this mold of just this enigmatic guy who's if he can just do this. then he can be really, really good. And like, it makes you wonder, like, why? Why is this happening? Why is he able to throw 100 miles an hour, but people clobber the ball anyway?
Right.
So, if he could just get that. And then what does he do? He has a stretch in the playoffs, leading up to and in the playoffs, where he's really, really good.
Impressive.
Now,
really.
What is more likely to you? He had a really, really good stretch, or this is just the same enigmatic player who's having a really, really good amount of time, and he's going to go back to being the way he was. Please submit your answers no later than 7 p.m. on Tuesday. What do you think?
I mean, I could submit my answer right now. It's number 2.
Yeah, obviously. You're not going to tell me. I will never, ever buy the enigmatic player has figured it out. The one time that's ever happened that I can think of is Max Scherzer. Scherzer, when he was on the Tigers, before he won the Cy Young, he was always that guy who would strike out like 15, but still walk like 4. And then after striking out those 15 guys, he would give up like 4 home runs.
Yeah, it's really fun to watch.
It was weird. He would give up the best stat lines. His box score would be the greatest thing in the world. But yeah, I mean, he's the one time that enigma kind of figured itself out. It doesn't happen often. And if you're banking on it happening, you're not playing the odds the right way.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's, again, if you want to go back to the Houston trade, because I think they're the biggest winners, and I can even call San Francisco winners too, because with San Francisco, everyone thought they were going to give up Bumgarner or do this or make a big drastic trade. They made, I believe, 3 trades where they moved Watson and a bunch of other relievers.
Melanson.
And they got Scooter Gannett.
Well,
or Jeanette, whatever, from Cincinnati.
Yeah. I'm going to just jump in
how
there
many Yankees fans on Twitter's demanded Scooter Gannett be in the Sonny Gray trade?
But true. And Scooter Gannett is somehow, I don't know how this happened. So the guy had like 4.5 WAR last season. He currently sits at like negative 0.5.
Did I say I liked him?
Well, no, I know that. I'm aware.
I'm just saying that it's impressive to me that they won because they didn't have to move their Derek Jeter, basically.
Yeah.
You have a guy who won them 3 championships. You really think they're going to go, oh, let's just move this for a bunch of prospects? Maybe if it was a steal of a deal, but can you even call the prospects that the Astros gave up a steal of a deal for Arizona?
Yeah, no. Probably not.
If you looked at the prospect list in March, they had Beer much higher. I know Beer's number right now on the Astros list was number 10.
Yeah.
I believe
they
everyone
gave up 3 top 30 guys.
3 top 30 guys.
Yeah.
He was the highest one. They also gave up JB Bukakis, Corbin Martin, and Joshua Rojas.
Yeah.
It's frustrating because I feel like our farm system is good too. I know maybe the Astros farm is much better, especially because they have Jordan and Tucker who are impressive.
True.
And they have Forrest Whitley who could become something impressive.
Yeah.
Just like we have Garcia. To me, Garcia's our gem. Mm-hmm. I also really like Anthony Siegler, even though he's dropping down. Who are some guys you like?
Yeah, no, I've been very big on Garcia for a while now. I think it's tough. It's really tough because a lot of the Yankees guys right now are not ready. You know what I mean? This is not like how the Yankees were in 2016 and 2017. Really, let's say 2015, 2016, when they had they had a top farm. They were top 5, and all of their guys were ready. You got guys like Aaron Judge getting promoted to AAA. You had guys like, when Greg Bird was good. Right. You had like when, they had a whole bunch, like Tyler Austin managed to produce for a little bit. This was a very top heavy time. I refuse, and again, this is another thing we talked about on the way. I just refuse to really put a lot of stock in guys that have yet to get to AA yet. It's one of those things where, cool, you can have all the tools you want, If you're sitting there in single A, that's great. That's what you should have. That's what a top prospect from single A should have,
Right, and
is tools.
I think a bunch of other teams figured that out, which is why Florial and Adam Stock dropped to the point where they didn't get traded.
Other teams aren't dumb. It's not like Yankees have cracked some secret like, whoa, look at what happens. Other teams know this, unless you're like the Royals.
Waited too long, I think, because last year you could have gotten it, and I think everyone was flipped out if you traded Florial last year.
Yeah.
Just like you heard Clint's name and Andujar's name all trade deadline on Twitter. People thought, oh, maybe they'll move them because of Gio. Guys, Gio's a super utility third baseman, and he's amazing this year, and I hope he continues to do this all into the playoffs. But that doesn't mean you take a chance like getting rid of Andujar just because you think his defense is that bad.
Right. And Andujar's having, and he had a serious injury. I mean, that's something that
very serious.
Really mess with him.
You're out for a whole year.
Yeah, and who knows? I mean, players tend to come back not as powerful as they are when they tear their labrum.
Right.
So, these are all things you really got to think about. Yeah, could the Yankees go out there and trade Jay Buhner again? Yeah, sure. Why not? How about when they traded Lowell? You want to go out and trade Mike Lowell again?
That was a great move. Do you remember who we got for Mike Lowell? Mike Lowell?
Yeah, the Mike Lowell trade that the Yankees won. Yeah. No, well, I got to be honest with you. I think the funniest trade that the Yankees ever made was the Kevin Brown trade. You know why?
Both trades make me cry.
Well, but you know why the Kevin Brown trade makes me laugh? Well, so one of the pieces that went over to get Kevin Brown was Brandon Whedon.
Oh, Brandon Whedon.
NFL quarterback,
the 30-year-old quarterback who got drafted?
Yeah, when he was drafted at the age of like 28 or something like that in the first round for some stupid, unbelievable reason.
I believe the Browns did that. The Browns are the greatest team in the world now, according to Baker Mayfield. They're going to be so great this year.
I think they have a chance to make the playoffs. I know this is a baseball podcast, but I think the Browns are going to make the playoffs.
I think they're going to be a much better team, but that level of arrogance is going to destroy those personalities if they fail once.
I like it. I like
Baker, but
Mayfield carries his nutsack around, you know?
Okay, well, Odell Beckham Jr. and his best friend Landry. Bro, you're my best friend. I couldn't fucking hang out with you every second.
How dare you? Yes, you can.
Okay. I'm gonna move in tomorrow. Me, you. I'll bring the wife occasionally. I like you more than her.
Once in a while, I guess that's okay. Wow. Have we vented? How are we feeling? Have we vented? Well, we can obviously talk more about this crazy deadline.
I'm still mad. Yeah. I'm still mad, and we didn't even jump in. Like, I want to keep talking about Yankees because this is supposed to be mostly Yankees, but they didn't do anything. Do you know who they got? They got one player. They did get one player. Just one. Do you know who they got?
Who they got?
You don't know?
Tell me.
He doesn't know. Alfredo Garcia.
Oh, man. Woo! I should have known that.
Left-handed pitcher. He's awesome.
Really? He's awesome? Is it because he's a lefty or what?
I literally know his name and that he's a left-handed pitcher.
What's his repertoire?
I literally know his name and his left-handed pitcher.
How?
But the thing that bothers me, and I don't think a lot of people are talking about because they're so upset about the Greinke thing. The Astros also got Aaron Sanchez and Joe Biagini, who we thought we were going to get Sanchez for a brief moment on Twitter for like 5 minutes.
Aaron Sanchez blows.
Yeah, he blows. Yes, he blows. But when you get to the point where you're not going to do anything and Yankees Twitter is freaking out that you should do something, and a name like Aaron Sanchez gets moved to a team that you don't want it to, people are going to freak out.
Dude, I'm so glad Twitter doesn't run
Me
teams.
Too. Me too.
Can you imagine?
I'm just reporting what I have to read and listen to and type every night.
Gary Sanchez wouldn't be on the team. Austin
Why do you
Romine
think
would
I'm
be
bald?
the everyday first baseman. Man, Luke Voit would have been traded for some number 4 starter in Minnesota.
Should have gotten Jose Martinez over Luke Voit. He's great. He's really great.
Yeah.
I think he has 10 home runs this year.
How many
does Voit have? 20?
Yeah. Something like that. Look, I get it. Twitter's not a hive mind. They're not like a person with a belief. I get it. Twitter is like several people, and these several people, this person has this dumb belief, and this person has this dumb belief, and this person has this dumb belief. It's just, unfortunately, it's the dumb ones. It's the dumb ones that come out the loudest.
That is true.
It's the dumb ones that come out the loudest and the most often. I think it was, I'm going to get this so wrong. I think it was Mark Twain. I could be wrong about that. And if I'm wrong, please just accept it.
You're right.
Probably not. Mark Twain, I think it was him who said, do not argue with an idiot. Do not argue with an idiot because they will pull you down to their level and beat you with experience.
It's a very profound quote, and I like it.
You're not idiots. You're not idiots, Twitter. Okay? I'm just saying some of you are idiots. Not all of you, just some of you happen to be what are known as idiots.
I love and need all 6,157
I love
of you.
every one of you. Listen, some of my best friends are idiots. Okay? So, just because you're an idiot doesn't mean I don't love you. I cherish you. It's just, you you gotta just cool it with.
So is this the Define Idiot podcast now? That's that what we're gonna do for the next 5 minutes?
Define the word idiot. Pull out the dictionary.
I actually do have a dictionary.
You carry a dictionary on you?
No. Who does that?
Oh, okay. I mean, it wouldn't be the weirdest thing you do. It wouldn't be the weirdest thing you do at all.
I do a lot of weird stuff. It's very true.
Like that time you were chasing that old lady down the street in your underwear. We won't get into that.
She had my change.
Moving along. What else we got?
Just a quick shout out to another podcast who's been really supportive of this one and helped a lot. Yankees Crazy Podcast. Thank you guys. You're really awesome. I've listened a couple times now. I also subscribe. You subscribe us. I appreciate it. Just want to say that. I guess we're pretty much done. Do you have anything else you want to go over? We went through
one thing that I want to do. I should have given this shout out on day one. I want to give the shout out to Jeffrey and Heather Arsberger. They wrote our music. Okay, they wrote and composed our music.
I knew the name Heather.
Okay, well, sure.
It says on my computer, music file, Heather.
Well, what are you going to do? Yeah, thank you so much. They're great. We obviously love our intro. So.
I do. It's fun. We're probably going to improve on it as we get going. Like we said, this is episode 4. We want you guys to participate. Write in the comments. You're like this all day on Twitter, but you can't spend 2 seconds to go on the website and click on the video and go to the video and write, "You guys suck."
Listen,
if we suck, we want to know.
Let me tell you something. Okay, I'm about to go into pro wrestler mode here.
Do it.
Okay,
I'm gonna take a break.
Let me tell you something, Twitter. Okay, you like to say all of this stuff about how we're wrong and how the Yankees are always wrong, and you know what? Maybe you think that you're a genius. Well, here's what I think. I think you're no genius, okay? And if you think that you are, and if you think you can take us on, why don't you tweet us? Huh? Why don't you tweet us? Why don't you tell us what you didn't like about this show, huh? Shush. Why don't you tell us what you didn't like about this show? Okay? Come at us. Come at us, and we'll show you. That was the worst promo I've ever cut in my entire life.
It wasn't great, but what?
Here, I'll do it again, but I'll do it in Randy Savage voice.
Let me tell you something, I think that you don't know what you're talking about, no. And the Yankee Twitter, you know that they're going to come around and say that they're the best.
Your point has been made for the past 10 minutes. Dude.
Seriously, tell us what you didn't like. Tell us what you don't agree with us about. Engage
I don't
us.
care
Work
if we get
us.
a lot of thumbs down, a lot of views, a lot of likes.
I do. Don't
he
thumb us
does
down.
because he's a loser.
Don't thumb us down. But engage. Leave us a comment, share, get people involved.
What do you want to hear? What do you want to know? What segments do you want us to do? I do a segment on Twitter called Today in Baseball History where I post pictures and just basically what happened. We could do segments on here too. We can do skits too. We're new and we're learning and we're exciting and this is fun.
And how does this sound? And we'll post this on Twitter as well. Give us your unpopular opinions. That's what I like. I love unpopular opinions. It's one of my favorite subreddits.
You like
opinion.
to debate and to argue.
Yeah.
And you could do it for hours.
Yeah. Give us your unpopular opinions on Twitter. So why don't you tweet us your unpopular opinions? CJ in pinstripes and
Evan D. Wetzel 4 at Twitter.
That was crazy that it took you that long to rattle off.
I spend so much time on Twitter and I have no idea what my I'm pretty sure it's at Evan D. Wetzel.
My God.
Twice. I can't even do.
My God.
We'll post it in the description along
and he
with
gets
all the
on my
shout-outs.
case for not memorizing his own Twitter that he doesn't have memorized.
Yeah, I'm gonna go talk to everyone in about 5 minutes too and yell at them some more because that's really what they not. Everyone's gonna now watch the show because we yelled at them for a good hour.
All right. Well, yeah, we're done. Thank you for watching. I'm CJ.
I'm Evan. That's 27 Down. Perfect podcast for the perfect game. Thanks, guys.